Okay, so I am going to be doing question number 37 in our chapter, and it says, I am playing a children's game where the number of spaces I move is determined by the die. So my component will be one roll of die. My digits will run from 1 to 6 because on a die there are only 6 numbers rather than it being dice and having 12. So I'll assign outcomes. I assigned outcomes to equally line up with the components with random numbers. So I did 3 of each and I did 10 trial numbers. So the total should be 30 number of components. So I'll add my components until my total is 10 by counting the number of rolls it took to get that number. And these are going to be my random digits that I chose to use. So as you can see, we have these down here. I need to take this off of bold. So yeah, these are just random numbers. They weren't given to me. And what we're going to do is count the number of times that it took to get 10. And since there are 3 numbers and there's only one die, I chose to do 3 because I don't think you can get 10 with one number. So yeah, so the number of times I used on here is the number of times that it took to get 10 with these numbers. That's why none of them exceed 3. So as you can see in the first trial, it's 2, 6, 2, and I chose 3 because 2 plus 6 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So that's why it took 3 times to get to number 10. And so on. So the response variable is only going to be counting the numbers of times I rolled the die to get 10. So as you can see, there's only two parts out of these trials where I get nothing, and that's trial 3 where it's 5, 4, 6. So as you can see, it's 5 and then it's 4, so it's like you were close but you weren't close enough, and then it was 6, so you went over, so you actually lost the game. And for trial 9 it was 5, 6, 1. So again, it's like you were you have 5, you need a 5 more, and instead you got 6, which it goes over again, so you know that you lost again. So we only have 2 trials where there are only 2 outcomes, and that is trial 2 where we get 5, 5, 3. So we only needed to roll the die twice in order to get 10, so that's why we have 2. And the same goes for trial 10 where it's 5, 5, 4, and we only needed to roll the die twice again to get 2. And the rest of these are 3 because it took all 3 times to get these to get number 10. So the total number that I got from all of this is 22. And because there are 30 numbers, what I'm going to do is divide 22 by 30 to see how many turns it took for me to win the game with being 10 spaces away. So using my random digits, I got 22. So what I'm going to do is do 22 divided by 30. And now I am left with 0.733333 and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take that number and I'm going to make it 7.3 and just say that it took 7.3 times to 7.3 average turns it took for me to win the game. Okay, so I'm going to do the average was 7.3 rows. And trial outcomes was 22. So yeah, this is just a layout to show you that I won 22 times to get to 10 from being 10 spaces away. The total number of numbers that I used for my component outcomes was 30, and they were used with random digits. And the average of those trial outcomes it took to get to 10 was 7.3 rows. So based on this simulation, I estimated that with overall trials, it took 22 times to get to the winning spot within 10 spaces away, and averaged it to be 7.3 times to roll and land on 10.